guys, so it's Jenny B from vitalitybyjenny.com again, and I am working on the salad that I made in the last video. I've gotten, about half of it down now, so I feel a little bit more sane. And I wanted to talk to you guys a bit about bananas and about ripening them in particular and making sure that you have enough. So when you eat a high raw diet that's based on fruit, then bananas become kind of like a staple. They become kind of like the rice of your diet. And so in our family, we have 5 people in our family, and we all eat lots of smoothies every day and lots of bananas every day. And so we had to learn quickly how to have enough bananas on hand and how to make sure that they were ripe. And so I was going to talk to you a bit about the process that I went through to figure that out, and hopefully to help you ripen your bananas perfectly every time. And the reason that this video came up is because I actually all week was trying to get more bananas from Whole Foods, and every time I went in there they didn't have any more bananas. And so that's a little bit scary for someone who's, it's not a lot as when I used to be 100% raw, when I used to be shooting for 100% raw, that would have really been scary, because I would have been like, what in the world am I going to eat? The only other high calorie fruit that I know of is mango, and I'm not particularly fond of mango. I couldn't eat them, like the way that I do bananas. And so back then that would have been terrifying. Now it's okay because I know I can get carbohydrates from different sources, cooked sources, if I need to. But of course I still prefer to get them in their raw form, and that generally comes from bananas, with of course lots of other fruits too, but the other fruits don't fill me up and give me the calories that I need like bananas do. And the same for my boys. Like both of the boys drink smoothies all day long, and if it wasn't, the bananas also is what I use to make sure that they get enough calories. And so it's really important for us to have bananas. So needless to say, I was a little bit stressed when I went twice to Whole Foods this week and there was no bananas. But I finally went today and I got 2 cases, so we will be okay. So the way that I used to ripen the bananas is I would just leave them, if you buy them by the case, you can just leave them in the box, and that because they come all wrapped in like a plastic, and then there's a cardboard box around it, of course, and the plastic wrapping around them helps to keep the gases that they emit in there, and it makes them ripen faster. And so I found that if I leave them in the box, they would ripen within, even if they were green, they would ripen within 2 or 3 days. And so that helped out a ton. But then I also found out that if it's warm outside, because we keep them out in the garage, I'll show you in a minute here.
See, there's my 2 cases of bananas sitting in the garage next to the cars. And one of those cases I'm bringing in to put on the shelves, and I might bring 1.5 cases in because there's room for it right now. And then I will just keep bringing more in as I use some of the ones that are on the shelf already up. So there are 40 pounds in each one of those cases. So yeah, 80 pounds, and we'll probably go through that in a week between all of us.
We keep our bananas out in the garage because I never know if there's bugs coming in from the boxes. Sometimes when I would open them, there would be bugs, and it just wigs us out to open them in the house. So we just open them in the garage and carry the bananas themselves in here. So we keep them out in the garage, and now in the Vegas heat, it's over 100 every day now, and in the garage it still gets quite warm. And so when it's warm like that and the wrapping is over it, then they get very humid in there, and I'll pull them out sometimes and they'll just be dripping with water. And when they do that, the bananas actually get really mushy. They don't ripen, they don't taste as well either. The best tasting bananas are when you take them out and just let them ripen naturally, the way that they're supposed to, not like stuffing them, because you can also, if you don't buy them by the case, you can stick them in a brown paper bag to ripen them. You just close up the bag, and that will also ripen them faster as well. But I feel like for some reason it just doesn't taste the same to me, but especially when I leave them out in the heat like that. So I have now, through this whole process, I've now devoted quite a large space in the pantry, 2 whole shelves to ripening bananas, so that I make sure that I always have one shelf that's pretty ripe and ready to go, another one that's working on being ripe, and then I have another case in the garage that will be opened up as soon as some more can be moved, which happens regularly because, like I said, I have 5 people in my family and we all eat a lot of bananas.
Okay, so that is banana shelf 1, and that's right over our teenager's shelf. He gets his own shelf to store his food but so yes, that's one shelf, and that's probably only half a case left on that shelf right now, because I still need to bring the ones that I got today in. And here, oh, running into stuff. This is the other shelf that normally has all bananas on it, but you can see I've been storing the melons that I'm ripening as well, because I haven't had any bananas. But those are going to have to move out onto the counter, and this is going to be all bananas here in a minute.
So it may take some experimenting and some time to figure out what exactly works best for you and your family when it comes to ripening your fruit, but especially bananas, since they are the main source of calories. It's the one that you want to learn how to do the best first. Because it definitely took us time, and took me failing and being without bananas, or having too many bananas, which is never generally a problem anymore because our freezer doesn't have a lot of food in it, just the frozen fruit that we use for smoothies. And so if we have too many bananas, then we just freeze them and save them for smoothies or ice cream. So too many bananas is way better than not enough. So I hope that this helps you in making sure that your bananas are perfectly ripe. And I love you guys. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
And Spirit wanted to say hi too. Hi, Spirit. She loves being in the videos.